I'm so glad you could join me again for this Ocean Wave acrylic paint pour using the dirty pour technique and the flip cup technique. Okay, this time I'm going to use Copenhagen blue, dark turquoise, and white. And actually I'm going to have more blue, medium amount, like a largest amount of blue, medium amount of turquoise, and a lesser amount of white. So I've just poured just the straight paint in the cups from these craft bottles. And then I'm going to put about a 2-to-1 ratio of paint versus the Benjamin Moore paint extender. Stir that up until it's the consistency of heavy cream. Well, a little more than heavy cream, more like whipping cream, I guess. Unwhipped whipping cream. And I'm going to add a lot more soapy water this time. So the soapy water is the thing that creates some nice cells that I'm missing in the last couple of pours I've done. I don't like a ton of cells, which is why I don't use a torch and why I don't use silicone. And plus, I don't like the smell of silicone. It does not seem like a substance that I want to be inhaling a lot of. So I like this method because this paint extender from Benjamin Moore doesn't have a smell at all. It's for latex paint. I quite like it. Oh, I might be making this a bit too thin because I have to remember that I'm going to be adding some soapy water. And the soapy water that I have is just this much water and 1 squirt of dish soap in there. So I think they're pretty thick consistency still, but I can now add, I'm going to add like quite a few drops in each one. Sometimes I notice people don't add any in their white, but I kind of like to add it in all the colors. So we'll do a dirty cup pour again. This time I was lazy and I did not put any titanium white on this canvas, so I hope if I have enough paint in these cups, even if I haven't primed the canvas, it should be fine. So you will see with me if it's fine or not. So put a little layer of the white in first, then some blue, some turquoise, quite a bit of it. I don't know if I want to put any more white in. Yet. I guess I will, but just not yet. Some turquoise on top of that blue, some turquoise on top of this color over here. This is definitely going to cover the canvas. That's a lot of paint in there. I think I'm going to leave the white, maybe a couple dribbles of the white on the top. Just like that. Put some in the corners. Even though actually I don't need that. This amount of paint in this size canvas is going to cover it for sure. So, dirty cup, flip cup. Leave it sit there for a second or 2 or 20. I sure like these oven protector tins that you can get from the store. You can get like 3 in a pack, and protects your surface really well. And then you can also leave your paints to sit out on them. Leave your paintings. I've got 2 other paintings drying on 2 other ones. Anyways, here it is. Time to do the flip cup. Okay, and it's going to be dripping off the edge, so I don't want to lose the paint yet. I'm just going to tip it just ever so slightly so that I don't lose the paint before it covers the whole surface. Wow, even though I used mostly blue in that pour, the blue, the Copenhagen blue, just does not come to the surface very much at all. It's interesting. No matter how much Copenhagen blue I use, it looks like it just falls to the bottom of the canvas. It must be the heaviest paint in the mix. Okay, so I like when it covers the canvas like that. I can let it sit for a bit and see what paint comes to the surface. And I like these little splotches. Sometimes they do neat things. So I see like a natural diagonal pour coming on here, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And once I decide on a direction, I try to stay in that direction. It just seems to be a more natural finish for the painting, instead of going all different directions, which really kind of wrecks the composition of the painting. I'm going to have lots of drips to finish my edges, which is good. I like that white. I like how the white is a nice contrast for the teal. So I'm going to let the white stretch out quite a bit. Let it widen a tiny bit. Zoom in for you. And put that in the center. Spend some time covering the edges. Just a very light touch on the edge so that you can get enough paint that it drips again. You want the edge to drip clean. So it has a similar look as the front of the canvas. Okay, so all the edges are covered. And I think I still want some more width. This diagonal chunk to have a bit of width, so I'm just going to let it bend up a bit. Not sure what I think of that. Sometimes I have to see them dry before. Actually, if you let it sit, sometimes some colors come up through the paint that you didn't expect. And I also like using straw to exaggerate areas I like. happen if I let it drip this way a little bit. At this point, it's just a slow-moving process, but it's kind of good because then you can have time to make a decision on whether or not you like the direction it's going. I think I'll leave it right there. So here it is dried, looking a lot like an abstract acrylic wave. I hope you have a chance to have a look at the rest of the painting videos on my channel. There are many more tutorials on how to paint landscapes, animals, and flowers, on mini canvas, on large canvas, in real time, as well as in time-lapse. I hope you can enjoy some of those videos and those techniques, and I'll be seeing you back here. Please subscribe. See you next time.